Hi, welcome to today's reading. First, I'd like to see who this reading is for. I will ask my spirits and your spirits to come through to give you the message that you need today. The first card I get is no. Wait, postpone, pause, say no. With this card, I feel that you have been on pause for a while now. So you might recognize a period of more rest. I hear distress. Maybe you're distressed because this waiting period came out of nowhere. You had plans to go ahead for yourself, but somehow there were some obstacles or things in the way that made you stop. And this feels like a hurdle. It's not really a hurdle, but that's how you perceived this period, this kind of waiting phase, like you've been put in a waiting room while you had the feeling that this is the time you wanted to move forward. I feel with these cards, the crumbling, what are you clinging on to? And the yes, just say yes card. I feel this has to do with some things from the past you need to shed before you can move forward. Spirit is kind of putting you in a holding space at this moment. This moment is almost past. That's how I feel it at this moment. That the waiting is almost over. But Spirit wants you to see this period not as an obstacle or something you have done wrong, but that you perceive this period as a time to rest, a time to recuperate, and a time of retrospective, so you can look back to the near past. There are some things you need to shed before you can move forward. I see this like a portal that you need to go through. Sometimes this card is like a tower card, like the whole world is the tower from the tarot. So that's a moment in your life when you feel like the whole world is crumbling around you and everything you thought you have built up to this moment is falling away from under you, from beneath you. I feel that has happened to you, but not in a recent past, but more a longer period before you came to this place of waiting, of stagnation of movement. The tower has already crumbled a long time ago, and with a long time ago, I feel this is more than 3 months ago, even more than 6 months ago, and probably a year or even 2 years ago. There are many things from the old tower that you like. How Spirit is showing it to me is like the rocks that fell from the old tower, so from the old structures that came down. The elements of that structure that came down, you have already gathered the things that you like to build with, and you have shed a lot of things you don't want to build with anymore. Because of the crumbling, you saw what was functioning in your life and what was not functioning in your life, and everything that didn't function you left behind. And there is still probably only one thing that you still need to let go of before you can move forward, is what Spirit is saying with this. And it's not really, I don't feel it's really about a person or a relationship, because in this phase of your life, this feels like all that has already happened. You have moved on from people, situations from the past, but this is merely a point of view, a point of perspective. So there is a need for a change in your perspective before you can move forward. And it has to do with this card. Yes, just say yes. With this card I hear, I cannot do this. It's too much. It's probably this has to do with things you've already tried in the past, and you felt like it fell through, it didn't succeed. But Spirit is saying, because some things fell through on which you have been working on, some things fell through, and therefore you thought you needed to shed them as well. But it contained things that are aligned with your soul's purpose. And Spirit is saying some things had to fall through in the past because you weren't in the right energy just yet. Now you are in the right energy. Now you're becoming in the right energy. So some things had to fall through in the past because you didn't got the right energy from which you were trying to create something new. You were trying to create something new for the future, which is aligned with your soul's purpose. Your vision is right, only you were energetically holding on to things from the past that infused somehow in the things you were creating at that time. And because you were infusing the old self into new things that were aligned with your soul's purpose, that's the reason why they fell through. And Spirit is saying that in this moment of pause, in this waiting phase, Spirit is behind the scenes working on things from the side of spirit, from the side of the unseen realms, to work in your benefit, so that you can say yes to it in a much more beneficial way and in a much lighter way. When you shed the past fully, then you don't have to carry the heavy energy with you into the new. The old energy held mindsets, convictions, beliefs, judgments about others and about yourself. That's not what you believe anymore. But somehow there are some patterns, some reoccurring patterns that are kind of programmed in the way you go about your day, in the way you go about work and how you do things. And those patterns, those mindsets are from the old energy, from the past. And because you have now a different kind of vision for yourself for the future that's aligned with your soul purpose, you already know which way you want to go. And it's like this feels like a kind of an energetic weight that's pulling you down into the water of consciousness, and it's weighing you down a bit, and in that energy there's not enough space, not enough place for you to breathe, to you to be free. And that's why you need to let go of it. So when you let go of that weight, you will submerge from the cloudiness, from the waters where you cannot see clearly. Then you will submerge and you will see clearly, and then you feel more light, more energy flowing through you, and not being held down by those old patterns and mindsets. So you're energetically also aligned to your soul purpose. And Spirit wants to help you with this. Spirit's asking you to ask your spirit guides for clarity before movement, for showing you, you can ask Spirit to show you, to make you feel and realize and become aware of what are these old patterns, these old mindsets, these old convictions that are so deeply ingrained in your daily thoughts that it cannot be taken with you to the future. You have to let go of it because it's not aligned with what you really believe and what you see for yourself in the future. I feel you have made a lot of changes in your life, at least in the last year, maybe the last couple of years. You've made a lot of changes, and you're on the brink of something new. You can feel it, you can taste it, that it's time for new, and that's why you really want to move forwards. It's really hard for you to stay in this waiting room, in this holding space, but this holding space is necessary. It's like a cleansing for your soul, a cleansing for your spirit, and it needs also to be a cleansing for your mind, so you can remove all debris, all the muddiness and the cloudiness, and sort of wash it from your energy field, so you can move forward with in body, spirit, mind, to align with your soul's purpose. And I feel like this is just a very small thing that needs to happen before you can really move forward. And Spirit is also saying, wait for the sign. I will give you a sign when it's time to move forward. It will feel light, it will feel inspired, you will get motivated, but not in an anxious way. So you feel inspired, but not like the energy of fear of missing out, but more like you get energized and motivated with peace in your heart. And when you feel the peace in your heart and you've shed the things, then Spirit, in meanwhile, while you're in this holding space, Spirit is creating some new opportunities for you, some new chances for you, to opportunities, nice opportunities, things you really like, and lift you up from the darkness, from the dark and heavy energies you've been in for quite a while now. And when you feel the energy shift, when all what was heavy is lifted from your spirit, from your heart and from your soul and from your mind, then you know it's time to move forward. And then you just go for anything that you want to say yes to. And it's the feeling of yes, this is what I'm saying yes to, that kind of pulls you forward. So it's not a question of you pushing the things and forcing away. You don't have to force away. If you feel like you're forcing, then you're still moving in the old energy. And Spirit is saying, ask for a sign, ask for signs, signals from us. Connect with us through prayer, through meditation, so you can become aware of what are the last things you need to shed before you can move forward. And meanwhile, Spirit will create opportunities for new movement. And only move forward when you feel it's a definite yes. When you feel it's a definite yes, then it will be time to move forward towards those kind of things. If you still feel like you have to do something, like you have to say yes because you've been in the waiting room for so long and you're very eager to get out, then Spirit is saying, do you want to say yes because you feel that you need to say yes because of what you've been programmed um, to keep on moving? Or is it because you think you're supposed to do something for someone else? Or because Spirit is asking it from you? Then there is some resistance. So when you feel some resistance, then it's not a clear yes and it's not ready to go. So Spirit is saying you have come a long way, and this is the time that you can trust your instincts, your intuition, and only move forward when you feel it's time and it's a clear yes for you. And you don't have to ask Spirit, what am I supposed to do now? Because Spirit is saying in this new phase of your life, you get to say what you want. It's not that you have to, you don't have to comply to what you think that Spirit wants for you or that other people want for you. This is a phase where it's all about what you want for yourself and that you align with the things you want for yourself. And it's a great responsibility but Spirit wants you to have that responsibility, to be responsible for your own life. And Spirit is saying, like, you're used to ask other people or maybe Spirit as well, what Spirit expects of you, what the divine expects from you. But you've come such a long way to you've matured through your life to this point where you're mature enough to choose for yourself, to choose your own way, to do what you want. And to take responsibility for the things that you want, so that you really, really go for them and don't get held back by old beliefs or old expectations that wait upon you for a very, very long time. I will shuffle some of my own oracle cards, and these are questions, remarks, but most of all questions that can help you decide for yourself, and that can even clear your mind about some things that are not really clear to you. Okay, I've got two. And that is, what expectations are holding you back? Well, that's very... This really adds to everything I said already. And this is advice from spirit, from your spirit to you. Add some joy, color and beauty to it. And I believe that is the yes. Just say yes. What are the things that you are saying yes to? And what expectations are holding you back? And on the root it says, slow and steady, create a solid foundation. And that's all about this, creating a solid foundation after the crumbling. And that's all I'm seeing for you today. I wish you all the best, and I'm thanking my spirits and your spirits, and bless you. Bye now.